Hello, welcome to the first Gen AI Club video. So, the title obviously is What is AI? That might seem like a basic question at first. However, there's actually some good stuff to be said here, especially since we use it so often, and it really isn't a question that we might not think about all that much. So, to get right into it, we're going to start with the distinction between narrow versus general AI, since a lot of times we kind of use them interchangeably, but they're actually two distinct things. So, narrow AI is going to be task specific and built to do one job extremely well. And it's also pattern based, which means it learns statistical patterns from data and it's not necessarily fully understanding it. So, a lot of times you think of kind of AI that's good at playing games. It is playing tic tac toe over and over again, and it's not necessarily um, understanding how to play the game, but over time, as it learns the patterns and learns the data, it becomes better at it. And then this AI has no awareness or intent. So it's not necessarily reasoning independently and it doesn't have goals for itself in order to do whatever it needs to do. It's very much so just built on data and with a goal in mind. So then general AI is something that kind of might see in media more, and it's a little bit more far out there. So it has general reasoning ability, which means it would perform like a human across many domains. And then it also has adaptive learning, which means it could transfer knowledge between tasks. So um, being able to do one thing, like maybe change a tire if it was some sort of special robot way down the future, and then taking that and being able to change a light bulb, even if it had no light bulb changing tools in its training data. That kind of shows human level understanding and thought in saying, I'll take what I've learned from one task and apply it to something completely different. However, that doesn't exist today. Um, and as much as people like to say, oh, AGI is X away, it's really just hard to tell. And AGI is artificial general intelligence, which is a common term, by the way. So those are kind of the distinction between these two things. Narrow is what we have today, and it's what you're familiar with. And then general is kind of that far in the future type thing we'd love to see. So where does generative AI fit into this? Generative AI is going to be within narrow AI in that we have these AIs that are built on massive data sets, which just keep getting bigger and bigger, and they're built to do what they do extremely well. So the next slide we're going to see is going to be kind of the cans and cannots of our current Gen AI that we all know and love. So AI is able to recognize patterns at scale. So with those massive billion parameter data sets, um, that's how the AI is actually able to speak to us. It's just predicting the next likely outcome when it's creating something. And it's also able to generate that content quickly. This is something that you've probably seen with how quickly it can write a paragraph or generate a photo or video or code. Um, AI is very good at taking these massive data sets and then taking those patterns and getting that output very quickly, which is very helpful. And that helps to augment human productivity. And this is probably what we all use it for when you have ChatGPT or Claude next to you and you're working on an essay, researching something. You can really speed up your workflow and improve it by having AI as an assistant. So, some things that AI cannot do, it can't understand or reason like a human yet. Um, Now, there's like reasoning models out there that are trying to do things like this. However, it's not really at that full level of human depth yet. It can't necessarily verify truth on its own just by the nature of being a prediction engine. And then it also can't replace human responsibility. So in court, you can't just say ChatGPT told me to do it. And that's something that I think could be like an ethics issue in the long run with AI as it becomes smarter and better, especially in things like autonomous driving. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope that you learned a little bit more about what AI is and the difference between narrow versus general AI, and then kind of how Gen AI fits into that, especially within narrow. and then also kind of what AI can and cannot do today. Um, and I hope that it'll make you be able to speak better about AI in the future and be a better person at utilizing it. So if you have any questions on the videos, make sure to talk to us at the meetings or maybe even email the club if you have anything really pressing. So thank you for watching. I hope you watch the next one.